Hello everyone. How are you? How do you feel in this lockdown? Today is, what day is today? Today is Saturday. Saturday Live. Yes, Saturday Live on Instagram. I decided, as long as I can, to do every Saturday a live with specialists from different fields, so that you can get more advices. You get the correct advices while you are in a lockdown. And let me see who is there. Razia, Bollywood, Bapan. Hello everyone, hello to all of you, and thank you for joining our live. Today I'm going to be live with Dr. Jashri Sharad. You know her for sure because she's the celebrities dermatologist, and she is a very good friend as well. And all the time when I need tips and I need to take care of my skin, I call her or I go to her clinic. Okay, Jashri, Dr. Jashri is here. I think she said hello to us. I'm waiting for a request from her side so that we can take her live with us on Instagram. Let me see if I missed it by any chance. No, I haven't missed it. So Jashri, I'm waiting for your request. Okay, let me see, maybe in this round. Okay, guys, have a little bit of patience till I can take Dr. Jashri live with us. I just added her. Oh, where are you? Okay, let me see again. Yes, Dr. Jashri. My skin is a little bit oily. Hello.
Hi.
Hello. How are you?
How are you? Very fine. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you. As you in
Good
a
to see
lockdown and
you.
in isolation.
Absolutely. But we've started working now. So I have started going to the clinic this week, and
Yes, yes, you told
it
me you're
felt,
working. It's amazing that you're working so you can take care of us, all of us. But how
yes,
actually, because I'm sure you have to respect certain rules, and there is a procedure that you have to respect. How
yeah,
do you do
yeah.
it?
So what we're doing is, we start off with when we give appointments, we ask them the history. We find out if they have cold, cough, fever, bad taste in
On
the
the
mouth,
phone.
on the phone, we don't give them an appointment. And then we also ask them, if they have come in contact with anyone who is COVID positive. And then we
Hmm.
make sure they've been away for 14 days. It's already been 14 days since their contact. And then we give
Hmm.
them an appointment. The other thing
Okay.
is that, earlier we used to call one patient every 15 minutes. Now we call one patient every hour.
Oh, oh
Yes.
my
So,
God.
yeah.
That's
So
a long time.
that's a long time. Yes. So it primarily, like, for example, yesterday I was in the clinic from 11 to 6, and I saw 5 patients.
Wow. But what's
Because
the reason for you keeping such a long gap in between
we
the...
just want to be safer. Right now I'm alone. My other doctors haven't joined. So I want
Oh,
to, by the time a patient comes, we give them the hand sanitizer, then we give them
okay.
disposable shoes. We have to,
Like
once
the
they
whole
go,
procedure.
yeah, the whole procedure takes time. So, and we don't want two people to, bump into each other.
But I have one
So,
question. We should wear masks, right?
yes.
And we should keep this social distancing very strict. So how actually you do it? How you do
Uh,
the...
so when you wear masks, and that is why
Yeah,
we call one patient at a time,
yeah.
because we don't want a crowding. And
Okay.
we since we have a lot of rooms, we also make sure, if there by chance, if there are two patients, there are in two different corners
Yeah.
in two different
That I know.
rooms.
You do it anyway. I know because I've been to your clinic. So you do it anyway for privacy, for everyone to feel comfortable and safe. I've
Yeah.
seen you do that,
but
even
but we don't
otherwise.
Yes, but we don't allow. So earlier we did allow people to sit in the reception. Now we don't.
Yeah. Okay, okay,
So
okay.
we don't allow anyone in the reception. And in the room, I have a mask and I have a shield. And my
Oh
assistant also has a mask and a shield. So we are
my
completely,
God.
yeah, we are protected from the person who we're going to treat. And obviously, when you're treating the face, we have to remove the mask. So, but our mask and our shield is there. So we are protecting the patient from us, from our breath, and vice versa.
Hmm. Okay, so then it's safe to come to your clinic if we have
Yes.
emergencies, if we have something
Yes.
to do for our skin or our hair, or it's safe to do that.
Absolutely. Yes. Right now, yes.
Okay,
In fact,
let's tell
yesterday,
everyone if they wanna come for consultation, or if they wanna they have any emergency, where to come to your clinic.
yeah, definitely they can come to my clinic,
Yes.
especially
So
burns. A lot of people are having burn, cooking, and there's so many people who call me with, oh my God, I've burnt my hand. Or the other day there was someone who, the pressure cooker just uh,
oh
came
God.
off and the entire thing came on her face. So yeah, I mean,
Oh,
it's
these are
important.
real emergencies.
They're very big, they're emergencies. And I think I would like to tell people here, because it's a big platform, that if you have burns, please, the first thing you have to do is apply ice for at least 45 minutes to 1 hour.
So immediately ice. That's the
Yes.
first step that you have to do.
The first thing, which a lot of people don't do, and a lot of people may do, but they'll apply it for 5 minutes, and that doesn't help.
Mm.
So 45 minutes is the minimum.
Okay, so that's the first step for you to know. In case you have any burning on your skin, then you have to apply ice, right? And I was saying
Correct.
earlier, for everyone who has an emergency, can you please tell us where exactly to come to your clinic?
Yeah. So I have a clinic in Khar. I'm based, as you know, out of Mumbai. I have a
Yeah.
clinic in Khar and one clinic in New Bombay and Vashi. So
Yes.
there is a phone number. If you want, I can give that number. And
Okay.
should I give it now, or
Yeah, you can
we'll
give
write
it.
it?
Or
So
we can
it's,
write it after that. It's okay
yeah.
as well. Yeah.
And people can contact us, and we get, because we go strictly by appointment now. So they'll have to
Of course.
contact us, or they can DM me.
Okay. Yeah, Dr. Jeshri is a Insta handle. I left it there on my stories as well and on my posts, so you can reach her out on messages. In
Yes.
case you have an emergencies, and I hope nothing bad happens to you guys. I hope you just call for like skincare and beauty and how to take care of our face and our skin, right? Because that was the main reason that I wanted to have a talk with you, a chat with you. Especially girls are like so concerned about this, and not only, even men are so concerned about their skin,
Of
right?
course.
Because face is like a business card, right? It says so much about how you take care of yourself, what you eat, what you drink. It's so important, right? So I thought that for everyone who's here on Instagram, it would be so useful for us to know exactly how it should be a skin routine. What's the correct procedure, like steps?
So the steps, yeah. So there is an AM routine and a PM routine, right? The morning routine is, and it differs from age groups. So,
Okay.
so if it is an age group, if it's someone who's in the teenage or in their 20s, or, they have to use a cleanser,
Okay.
and then follow it up with a moisturizer and a sunscreen, right? So
Okay.
3 steps, very simple steps. Now, if someone's face is very oily, or somebody has acne prone skin,
Okay.
then they could use a toner. So face wash, then toner, moisturizer, and sunscreen.
Okay,
So
so
that's
the toner should be used only about, by the people who have some oily skin.
who have oily skin.
Oily skin.
Yes, yes.
Okay. 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 Okay.
Okay. Or
Otherwise, cleaning the
so
face. Why is cleaning the face so important?
see, what happens is that we have oil glands and we have sweat glands, okay? And the sweat and the oil is constantly coming out through the pores, right? So the sweat evaporates and it leaves salts behind, and even the oil sort of leaves little particles behind. Apart from this, there is dust, grime, dirt, pollution, everything. And, cooking fumes, everything that sits on your skin. And then it can clog your pores and it can make your skin look dehydrated and dull because it's, not exfoliated well. So that is the reason you don't want to build up of all this if, by not cleansing it every day, which is why cleansing is very, very, very important.
And allows your skin to breathe, which is so
Absolutely.
important, right? Okay, and then hydration.
So, yeah,
I want to take it
hydration.
step by step for everyone to understand why all these steps are important.
Yes. So when you talk of hydration, now what happens is we know that, drinking water is very important, right? So we need to have about 1.8 liters of water in a day minimum for good skin. But what we don't realize is the upper layers of the skin, the stratum corneum, they are dead skin layers. And they do not get water from the skin layers below because there's no blood circulation. They're all dead skin. So this part of the skin needs moisture from outside. And we are either sitting in the AC all the time, so it's all dehydrated, it's dry, or our weather is very dry and humid, especially in places like Bombay and Mumbai. So where is the poor skin going to get its moisture from? The dead skin. You have to moisturize. So you have to hydrate. And that's the reason why you need to use a moisturizer. Now, if you have an oily skin, these days you get really nice gel-based, water-based moisturizers. And if you have dry skin, then, a normal skin, you can use any cream-based moisturizer.
So when you choose your cream, you have to be very careful about certain things, right? To be proper for you, for your type of skin, right?
Yes.
Can you please give a little bit of guidance for this?
Yes. So one is your skin type and two is the environment and the climate that you're in. So, for example, if you even if your skin is oily and you go to a very cold place, you will need a good moisturizer, something which is thick. So so these are the two things that you have to keep in mind, and the seasons. So the products that you use in winter may not be apt for you in summer. Right?
Okay.
So how do you decide?
For this time of the year, I'm thinking of my skin. You know my skin. How will you describe my skin? What type it is?
Yours is more, it's actually normal, but more like a little towards the oily type.
Exactly.
Okay, which is
I can see it in this light. It's so oily. Yeah. That's because I just applied moisturizer and the sunscreen, and I guess that's why it's a little bit more oily.
It's warmer,
it's very hot here.
Hot, yes, that's the thing. So, so you have to know your skin type. Okay, so how do you know your skin type? In the morning when you wake up, wait for an hour, and then wash your face first. Wait for an hour after that, and take a tissue paper and just dab it on your skin. And then if the paper is oily and you can't, it's all, not transparent, you have oily skin.
Okay.
And sometimes on the paper, you see like a T-zone. You see that it's clear on the rest and, it's not so clear in the center. So, you have combination skin, And if there's nothing, then you have normal skin.
Okay. So for a normal skin like mine, what would you recommend, for example? Like
so I would say,
type of creams?
So in the morning, so we'll start with your routine. Your morning will be your regular cleanser, then your moisturizer and sunscreen. Now for people who are above, say, 35, it's nice to also use an essence or a serum in the morning.
Okay.
So because these will help in anti-aging.
And serum, you apply it before the cream, right?
Before the moisturizer.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
And then at night, you have to first remove all your makeup. Then you have to make sure, however tired you are, you can't just go and sleep. You have to remove your makeup.
True.
And then you have to use a cleanser. And then you use an under eye serum. So just dab an under eye serum around your eyes and a serum for your face.
Okay.
Right? So this could be either vitamin C or hyaluronic acid or retinol, depending on, if your skin is a little wrinkly or if you have fine lines, you use hyaluronic acid. If there's
That I use.
pigmentation, use.
Actually, I have some ampoules that I use every day with hyaluronic acid, and it's actually very good and very refreshing.
Yeah.
I feel my skin a little bit more tighter because of that.
Yes.
But I
Yes.
want to ask you one more thing, because you said vitamin C and retinol. Since the sun is very strong right now, is it okay to use it right now in this season?
Yes. So the thing about vitamin C is that it is not photostable. So it gets oxidized. So you must use it at night. Okay.
Yes.
And it's okay. It does not make the skin sensitive. So it's okay to use about 3 to 4 drops of vitamin C serum at night.
Okay.
Right.
So
So
there is
it
no
evens.
danger like your face will get spots or.
No, 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 no. This
Okay.
doesn't happen with vitamin C because.
I can hear you. I don't know if you can hear me, but I can hear you. Can you hear
Okay.
me?
Yes, I can.
Okay. Okay.
So vitamin C does not make the skin sensitive.
Okay.
So
What
you
about
will not.
retinol?
Yeah, so the next thing is retinol. Now, retinol does make the skin sensitive. So, for example, your skin type, it's more Caucasian, it's thin. I would want you to use a retinol maybe only once in a week, and
Okay.
and gradually step it up. Once, use it once in a week for about 2 weeks,
Mm-hmm.
and then use it twice in a week. When your skin starts getting used to it and it's not dry and flaky, use it twice a week, and then you can step it up to 3 times a week. Now, you
Okay.
should not use retinol in the day whatsoever because it
Yes,
makes the skin sensitive.
that's
And
good.
then you have all the problems when you're in the sun. So if you are using retinol, you have to use a moisturizer without fail. And you must make sure in the day you use you use a sunscreen.
Yes. Now it's the next question for all those steps to explain why the cleansing, why the moisturizer, and now why the sunscreen. Because
Sunscreen.
everyone is talking about the sunscreen, the importance of the sunscreen. Why we have to use it so much and
So
reapply it during.
we have to reapply it. Yes. So basically, the sunlight has ultraviolet A, ultraviolet B, infrared, and visible light, and all of them are harmful for our skin. Okay. Now you may say that, oh, but we need sunlight for vitamin D. But the problem is that now, with so much of pollution and depleted ozone, there's very little manufacturing of vitamin D happening in our skin. You'll see people who are outdoors the entire day and they still don't have enough vitamin D. They're still deficient. So you can take vitamin D as a supplement, but you must use a
Okay.
sunscreen because you have to protect yourself from all these rays. Now, ultraviolet B causes skin cancer. Okay. And it's very, very common in white skin, your kind of skin. You see a lot of basal cell carcinomas and melanomas and all that. Luckily for us in Indian skin, skin type 3, 4, 5, we have a lot of melanin. And that dark color actually prevents us from getting skin cancer.
Mm.
Now the other rays, ultraviolet A, ultraviolet A, visible light, and infrared light, will cause allergies, fine lines, wrinkles, early aging, pigmentation, sunspots, hives, uneven skin tone. And I'm
And the
sure we
list is
don't
so
want all
long.
that. The list is long. And I'm sure none of us want that. We all want to look youthful, right? I mean, even as we mature, we don't say even as we age, even as we mature, we want to look youthful, which is why you have to start, in your teens. You have to start using the sunscreen in your teens. There's
Like,
no
what's the
point in,
age? What's the minimum? The
I think,
smallest one?
12. 12
12.
is a good age. Yes,
12 is
12 is a good age. But these days, you also have pediatric sunscreens.
Yeah.
They're made specially for children, especially if they're outdoors or something. They don't need to use it indoors. So
Exactly.
these are the various reasons why you need a sunscreen. Now, the second thing, as you rightly said, you have to reapply, because even the best of sunscreens, the best brands, the most expensive ones also, because of their properties, will sort of dissolve or they will wear off in 3 hours. So
In
if
three
you're
hours. So
out
every
in
3
3 hours,
hours, you have to reapply the sunscreen.
a sunscreen, if you are outdoors.
I'm asking one thing. I'm sure many girls they have a problem with that. Because, for
Makeup.
example, if you are at the shoot, yeah, you are shooting outdoor or you just wear makeup, right? And you go for your meetings, you go out and you wear makeup. And in 3 hours, you have to reapply the sunscreen. What do you do?
So there are two things. Number one, when you do your makeup, before your makeup, make sure you use a nice water-based sunscreen which does not cake your makeup.
Yes.
And your makeup these days, fortunately, there are a lot of products, whether they are concealers, foundations, they have SPF in them. So pick those products which have SPF. Now, the third thing, makeup itself, like if you have a good concealer and foundation on, they themselves are protecting you from UVA. So that's the third thing, you know. And finally, these days, you have very nice powder sunscreens.
Hmm. That's a
Okay,
good trick.
so you just powder your face over your makeup, so your makeup is still there,
Yeah.
and you know the sweat has come off because you've powdered it, and that powder has sunscreen in it.
I
So
should
these are the
know
4 steps.
with
So,
higher dose of sunscreen. Yeah, that's
yes,
good. It's a good tip. And also there are all these sprays that you can use a little bit so that the skin
yeah,
is more
so that, yes,
okay. I received many questions for you because I put that section for questions. So there are a lot. I don't know. It was very difficult for me to choose the
pick,
question. But yeah, before anything, I want to ask you because we are in lockdown right now, and most of the people are in the house. They can't go out and buy different products and all. Which will be those remedies that you can actually do at home with whatever you have in the house to keep your skin, hydrated and to have like different masks or vegetables or I don't know, milk, or if you can recommend anything that we have in the house and you can use it so it's not doesn't become like a difficult thing to do.
yeah. So, you know, you can, it, again, it depends on your skin type. Now,
Yes.
if you want to use, if you, all of us have face washes, but if you run out of your face wash,
Hmm.
then you can take red lentil. It's called masoor dal here. It's red lentil.
Okay.
And, you know, you make a little powder out of it, and oats. You can add oats if you have oats. If you don't have oats, it's fine. And then, just add a little bit of rose water if you have oily skin, and use it as a cleanser. Now, if you have dry skin, then instead of the rose water, you can add yogurt, curd. Okay, so you
Okay.
can add a spoon of yogurt. Yogurt has got lactic acid, so it cleanses very well. It also moisturizes, and it's got skin lightening properties. So it'll also make your skin look really bright. So
So
that's your
in the
cleanser.
morning when you have your breakfast, your yogurt, keep aside for cleansing as well.
Yes, yes. But if you have oily skin, don't use yogurt. If you have
Yeah.
oily skin, you have to use, you know, as I said, just use the powder with rose water. Or if you don't have rose water, no problem, just use normal water. Make a paste and then cleanse, you know. So this is your cleanser. Then comes your moisturizer. I think most of us have aloe vera in our houses. So
Yeah.
the gel, the aloe vera gel from the plant is really good. It's a very good moisturizer. So you can
It's
just
good for
break the,
burns as well. When you get burned, right?
yes, yes, it's very good for burns. It's a wound healing agent. It's also antimicrobial, so you don't get infections soon. So you just break the leaf and then take the gel and apply it. Leave it for about 30 minutes and just splash water on your face. So you've
I've just
moisturized.
done this before our session because I went to the
Yes.
gym, I wash my face, and I apply aloe vera.
Yeah,
And
and you see how nice the texture is, so nice when you apply aloe
the
vera.
face becomes
So
tighter.
tighter, yes. and
The
softer
skin
too.
becomes tighter. Yeah.
No wonder you're glowing so much.
I don't know. I feel like I'm glowing too much. There is so much, but I told you because I applied cream and sunscreen. Now it's coming
Yeah,
out of the pores, right? So I
yeah,
guess that's the reason
yeah.
for my face to be so oily right now. And I didn't apply any powder or something. And
So
another thing for the pore. Yeah, tell me, please. Go on.
no, so these were the two things, and then you can't really do much about the sunscreen. You have to go to the pharmacy and pick any sunscreen. But make sure if you have oily skin, you use a gel-based or a water-based sunscreen. You can ask the pharmacy, the chemist, the guy, he'll give you. And if you have dry and normal skin, then you can buy any sunscreen. So because there's no home remedy for sunscreen.
Yeah.
But if you have access to a lot of brightly colored fruits and vegetables, like tomatoes and berries, and if you have access, I'm having those black grapes every day. So these are very rich antioxidants, and they are powerful oral sunscreens.
Yeah.
So you have to gorge on them. So you can have a lot of tomatoes, like 2 tomatoes every day, oranges, carrots. These are all oral
Carrots is
sunscreen.
very good for the skin. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Oh, I
So
think all the vegetables are good for something, or fruits are good for something
absolutely.
because they have vitamins, and we need all these vitamins. So, especially for skin, which are the vegetables or fruits that you recommend?
So we need all the greens. So whether it's spinach or any of the leaves, they're really mint and spinach and stuff. So and then cucumber. Okay, so anything that's green is very good for the skin. It's power packed with a lot of vitamins. Then comes anything which is brightly colored. So when you look at orange and red as a color, we're looking at beetroot, the bell peppers, oranges, tomatoes. These have a lot of vitamin A and C, and then they have carotenoids, and then they have antioxidants. So they are great. So they are like, very good sunscreens and anti-aging fruits. Then comes all these fresh fruits that you get, all the citrus fruits, because they all have vitamin C, and vitamin C is great for the skin.
Mm-hmm.
And finally, the proteins for your hair and nails. So sprouts, mushrooms, of course, eggs for non-vegetarians or for people who are not vegan, chicken. So this is for your hair and for your nails. So
Okay.
everything comes in your diet. Now, a good vegetable juice in the morning also helps to detox. You can just put all the greens and you can add like a tad bit of lime or lemon, and you can add a tomato to it and make it into a nice juice and have. But I do not believe in fruit juices.
Why? Why is
Fruit
that?
juices, because when it's fruit, you need fiber.
Okay.
When you make a juice out of this, the fiber is gone and most of the vitamins go. And I'm sure a lot of my nutritionist friends, like
Oh,
Vishakha, and they all say that, no fruit juices. It's always vegetable
better
juice
to
and
have their own
whole
fruit.
fruits. Yes. Also, it's a good practice not to have very sugary, high-calorie fruits. So chickus, custard apples, mangoes, they taste very good, but they're not great for skin,
You can't do this to
unfortunately.
us. You can't do
Maybe,
this.
maybe you can have mangoes early in the morning, and in little quantity, maybe just half a mango or maybe one mango every 2 days.
Actually, when I reach here in India, I've been told that be careful with the mango because the pimples will come out.
So
Why
in
is that?
people who have, yes, so in people who have, this is typically in people who have hormonal imbalances or people with polycystic ovarian disease, because mango is very rich in sugar. And when you have a hormonal imbalance, sugar will produce an insulin-like growth factor, which sends signals to the brain, and from the brain, it gives signals to the oil glands to produce more oil glands, and it causes a buildup and pimples. So it's a full chain,
Okay,
which
okay.
is why if you have polycystic ovaries or if you have insulin resistance or diabetes or any hormonal imbalance, you can't have mangoes. You'll surely get pimples.
Okay, but
But if you have normal skin, it's fine.
okay,
I
so it's
mean,
not that bad, right? I don't have to be afraid every time when I have mango that, oh my God, the
you
pimples
don't,
come out.
no, you don't have to be afraid. No,
Okay,
you
okay,
can.
that's great. And because we reached this sensitive point, pimples, everyone was asking me, what about the pimples? What can we do to get rid of them and not, to avoid the appearance of the pimples? What should we do?
It's a universal problem.
Yeah.
And now I can say, like 20 years ago when I started practice, I would have called it a teenage problem, but now I can say it's in all age groups.
You know what? Because you just mentioned that when I was a teenager, I had no pimple on my skin. I never had a pimple on my skin. And after my 30s, yeah, after 30, you know, after
Yeah.
30 years old, I was starting having here, especially after I shifted here in India. Because
Yeah.
of the
Oh my God. Yeah.
pollution, right?
It's pollution and humidity, which increases, the chance of you getting acne, blackheads, whiteheads, and then they get infected, and then you get pimples.
And the
Pollution has
food,
a
right?
huge, huge role to play. The food, typically sugar and dairy will really cause acne.
And
So
oily
I
food.
junk food, yes, all the fried stuff,
Mm-hmm.
yes. Uh, but
What
more,
about home
it's
food, which is cooked with oil and ghee
it,
and
it's
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 fried?
safe. No, that's safe. It's safe.
Is it?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So what actually will increase pimples would be milk. So milk, milkshakes, cold coffees, chocolates, ice creams, all
All the good
that kind
stuff.
of combination, all
All
the
the
good
good
stuff.
stuff.
And then the cheese, the burgers, the pizzas, because it's again refined high glycemic index, simple sugars, and then everything sweet. So all the Indian sweets and all the chocolates. So these are the things which will aggravate
Mm.
acne. Then, of course, we talked about pollution. Then late night. So if you don't sleep on time, sometimes people tell me that, you know what, I sleep at 1 o'clock, but I wake up at 12 the next day. So I'm sleeping so much. That's not the right thing because the cortisol hormone has a circadian rhythm. And for that to function properly, you have to ideally sleep 4 hours after sunset.
After sunset,
So, yeah.
that
So
means
if it
10 o'clock or
so
11.
11, yeah,
11
yeah.
o'clock.
These days it's 11. So that's the reason why, that's how your hormones will function properly, and the hormones which need to function at night will work in that pattern.
Mm.
Otherwise, the body gets confused, the brain gets confused, sends wrong signals, and then you get one big pimple.
And for how long we should sleep?
I think if you get good sound sleep, 6 hours is also enough.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're not sleeping too sound, then maybe 8 hours. So 6 to 8 hours is good for us.
Okay, good for
But
us and
that's
good for
really
our skin as
important.
well.
It's good for the skin because if you are not well rested and if you are stressed, if you're not well rested, you're stressed, and stress will again cause pimples. Now,
Yes.
also any other kind of stress, mental stress. If you are just worried about, for example,
When
now
is
if
the
you're worried,
lockdown getting over? This is
yes.
another reason to
So
cause stress, right?
again, it'll cause stress, and that again will increase your cortisol hormones and your corticosteroids, and you'll get more acne. So it's all interlinked, It's a very holistic thing, which is why we're seeing it so often now in the adults because the stress levels are high, the lifestyle is different, it's and plus our food has a lot of pesticides, it's not so organic. So all these things, and then if there are certain cosmetics which are oil based, they can clog your pores. And then you can develop blackheads, whiteheads, and they get infected, you get pimples. If you apply a lot of oils on your face, you get a lot of facial oils nowadays. And if you have oily skin already and then you apply facial oils, there's a high possibility that you block your pores.
Yeah,
So
this is
these
another question that I wanted to ask. How we should apply the oil on the face, on the skin, on the whole skin, actually. So, for example, a person who has normal skin or oily skin should use oils or not?
So if you have normal skin, you can go ahead and use oils, okay?
Okay.
But don't use more than 3 to 4 drops.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I've seen people pour oil like that and rub it, which is disastrous. Okay, so you just take like two, 3 drops and just dab it on your skin and then apply. After really cleansing your face well.
Mhm. Is it true
So,
that you have to mix it with a moisturizer so that it penetrates better in the skin?
so a lot of people feel that way, but it's not true.
Okay.
What is important is to wash your face well.
Mhm.
And this is the time you want to use a toner because you want your surface really clean. And then on a slightly moist skin, you put the oil.
Mhm.
And then, so that the water also gets trapped and the oil penetrates really slowly and it doesn't clog the pores.
Yeah, another advice that I received at one point, for example, when I take shower, to apply
Hmm.
the oil on my skin without using the
Drying
towel.
yourself completely.
Exactly, yeah.
Yes.
Is
Because
that a
then,
better way of using the oil on the skin?
yes,
Because it
yes,
penetrates better?
it's going to trap and lock the moisture within,
Okay.
and so it'll work better. It'll penetrate slowly and it won't clog the pores, and the water which is trapped is going to further hydrate your skin. So it's a very good practice, even for a moisturizer for that matter, that
Mm-hmm.
you use a moisturizer on a slightly damp skin. So take
Okay.
your towel and just pat yourself, don't like really dry yourself, and then use it. So that
Okay.
really helps.
Okay. And coming
Yeah.
back to the pimples, because it's
Coming
always,
back to the pimples, yeah, we
yeah,
left
it's
it.
always, we always go back to the pimples.
Yeah.
If
So
the pimple is there, you have an important day, it's always the case. I have a shooting, and exactly that day, one big pimple has to be in the middle of the forehead, like a bindi. So,
So
what do you do?
what you can do, so if you can see like a pustule, if you can see it's yellowish and it's there, then you can do a little bit of hot fermentation. So that will, just help the pus to
What does
drain
it,
out.
can you explain?
So you take a clean napkin,
Okay.
dip it in hot water,
Okay.
and then, just you squeeze the water out and just use the napkin on your pimple.
Okay.
And yeah, so do that. So that helps in getting rid of the thing will just break and the pus comes out. And the entire thing will flatten and you can actually, put makeup over it after
So you
about
take
2 hours.
like warm water on the
Hot water.
tissue. Hot
Yes.
water.
Yeah. I mean, not hot enough to burn your skin,
Yeah, of course.
but yeah, but a little hot. I mean, not lukewarm. It should be a little hot.
But what
Okay.
if it's just inflamed, and
Yeah.
that's me?
So here's the catch. If it's just inflamed, then you apply ice. If it's just a blackhead or a whitehead, it's just the reverse. Then you apply ice. And if you have a glycolic acid or a salicylic acid, any alpha hydroxy or beta hydroxy serum or
Mm-hmm.
a glycolic acid pad, you get these nice glycolic acid pads now by Neostrata. So you can just apply that.
Okay.
Okay, so that causes chemical exfoliation and it calms it down, and then apply it for about half an hour, and then over it you can apply a little bit of pimple cream. That can be a clindamycin cream or a benzoyl peroxide cream, and then by morning it sort of subsides. But
Hmm.
if you don't have anything, then you have us. Then you have to come to us and then we do some magic to the
Yeah, so
skin.
never touch it yourself. Yeah.
Yes. Oh my God. That is such an important thing that you have said. Because when you touch it, now we all have to understand that we have so many microorganisms, constantly there in our hands. And we're touching it. When you touch your face, there's a chance that you infect, you put newer microorganisms there. And also when you touch, you damage the deeper layers of your skin. So, which is why later you can end up with a nice blemish or a scar.
I
So
know,
never ever.
you know me so well. I came so many times to your clinic with marks because of my
You love to
habits.
do this.
I love to do that because I can't stand to see a pimple on my face. So I'm trying to actually solve it faster, resolve the situation faster, and I make it worse, of course. So yeah, I know this is a very important rule. When you see that a pimple comes on your face, comes out, then never touch it. Just
Ever
let
touch
it
it.
be there and apply different creams that Dr. Jeshri was recommending earlier, actually. And
Yeah.
yeah, that changes
Clindamycin
the
and
hot water and or ice, depends on the stage of the pimple.
pimple. Yes. So now the other things, when we've not finished about the pimples. So I
Yes.
said diet, sleep, I said all the other things. But what kind of a face wash should you use? You must choose a face wash which has salicylic acid or tea tree oil or glycolic acid in it.
Okay.
Salicylic acid helps to unclog the pores, you know,
Mhm.
and glycolic acid also helps, and tea tree oil, they also help in mild exfoliation. So it's really mild, you can't see it, it's not going to make your skin dry, but you want the pores to unclog. So your face wash can't be a really nice, creamy, moisturizing face wash. You have to use a foam-based face wash. Then your moisturizer.
And to make the skin a little bit too dry. For example, in my case, I've noticed if I use foams, then my under eye area becomes very, very dry.
You're right
And this
about
is the
that.
reason that I chose the L'Eau Micellaire, for example. But this is
Yeah.
my case. It doesn't work for
No,
everyone.
you're very right. So I'm talking about people who have a lot of acne. They are the
Mm,
ones like very oily skin and a lot of acne. They are the ones who will use the salicylic acid, you know, or glycolic acid based. But
okay.
if you're just getting some whiteheads, you don't, I've never seen you with pimples. You just get some whiteheads or blackheads. I think that's more because of makeup, because of your shoots.
Yeah.
It's not because of, you know, I don't think you have a hormonal imbalance. So yours is primarily because of the makeup during your shoots, and which is why a salicylic acid serum will be good for you, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe 3 times a week, if you apply a nice salicylic acid serum at night, it will
Okay.
actually help unclog your pores, you know.
Okay, good. Good.
Yes.
Yeah, this
And
is another question that I received. Yeah, please tell me.
and what happens is people who feel that the skin is drying up can use like a Cetaphil cleansing lotion in the morning and a
Mhm.
salicylic acid at night. So you balance your face wash.
That's a good trick, actually. Yeah.
Yes.
In the morning to
Yeah.
use something else, and then in the night,
Else. Yeah.
yeah.
And
Good
then
rule.
your moisturizer should be water based.
Okay.
And if you
Okay.
don't want to use a moisturizer, if it's making your skin greasy, just use an essence or a water based serum.
Okay. Okay. And if we are thinking, coming back to this lockdown, and if we are at home and we want to apply certain masks, but we don't have from the beauty
From the
shop or
pharmacy, from the beauty
from the
shop,
pharmacy. Yeah, exactly. So we want to make some masks at home.
at home. I love papayas. So I love to eat papayas and I love to apply it on my face.
Okay, so one in
So,
the mouth, one on the face.
so what happens is, you know, papaya is, first of all, it's very safe for all skin types. That's
Okay.
the number one thing. Number two, it's very rich in vitamin A, vitamin C, and it's got this very nice ingredient called papain. So
Okay.
it detoxes the skin, it cleanses the skin, and it's also a skin brightener. So, you know, just take a small piece of papaya with the peel
Hmm.
and put it in your mixer and make a puree out of it. And you can just apply it by itself, or you can add a little bit of honey to it, refrigerate it so it becomes a little thicker, and then you can apply it on your face and leave it for about 20 minutes and remove it, and you see how nice your skin looks. It starts glowing.
I never
So
tried
that's
papaya
one
on my
mask.
face. I have papaya almost every morning, but I've tried honey on my face, and I literally felt how it becomes much, much more moisturized.
Softer and hydrated, yes. Another fruit which I love to use for myself is pomegranate. Now, pomegranate don't have the, you know, what you do is I love to make my pomegranate juice. So
Yes.
I make the juice and then have it, and the pulp that remains behind, so use that pulp as a scrub for your face.
Okay. For what
So
type of
that,
skin? Or doesn't matter?
sorry, so don't know. If you have sensitive skin, then you should not be using a fruit scrub.
Okay.
When I say sensitive skin, I mean if you develop red rashes or hives on your skin
Okay.
with anything. So I
Mm-hmm.
don't mean pimples. That is not sensitive skin. If you
Yeah.
have acne and pimples, you can still use a pomegranate scrub. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
But if you have really very sensitive dry skin which is breaking out into eczemas, then you should avoid it.
Okay.
But that's like only, I think very few people will have that. Otherwise, most of them can have this nice juice and apply the rest of it as a scrub. So that's really nice. And then the rice water. Have you heard of rice water?
No.
Okay, so I'll tell you this. So take a little rice, okay, and boil it and remove the starch. So add, like, don't cook rice in a cooker. Like a rice cooker, the entire starch gets absorbed. So add like 4 times the water, boil it, cook the rice, and the water that remains behind is the starch. It's thick starch. Keep it in the refrigerator, okay? Rice has skin lightening properties and hydrating anti-aging properties, rice water. So that starch, you can actually, refrigerate it, and then you can use it as a nice cleanser toner. And then you wash it with water after that. Try doing it. It's great. It's very simple. And all of us have rice at home. So yeah, so these are safe home DIYs.
And for peeling, for scrub for the face, I know since I was a kid, coffee, when you do that kind of a Turkish coffee, and the coffee stays there at the bottom of the...
At the bottom.
Yeah, so you take that and you do scrub for your face. It's very healthy.
Yes. Yes. I actually did one Instagram post on this for midday. For midday, they had posted it. So you take that coffee, and then you can take, if you have oily skin or normal skin also, you can take the peel of an orange.
Okay.
And make a powder of that out of that. So add that to your coffee and then use it on the face. It's really nice. It again sort of gently exfoliates and brightens your skin.
Nice. Good tips. Thank you so much.
Yeah. You're welcome.
I'm gonna go to the questions that everyone has sent. Okay, we spoke about sunscreen, which is good. What about that time when you go to the gym? There are many girls who are using makeup, and they're asking how much damage the makeup can do for the skin while you go to the gym.
Okay. So I think when you go to the gym, first of all, before you hit the gym, wash your face well. And then if you have to travel in, if you have to go outdoors, then you have to wear a sunscreen. But otherwise, just wash your face, put a light moisturizer and your lipstick. And I think, that should do the trick. You can do a little, because when you work out, you're going to sweat. And when you sweat, your makeup will bleed, and that will clog your pores more. And with the sweat salts, it's going to become like a big, mixture, what you call in Hindi, khichdi on the face. And then it's really going to create havoc on the skin.
Okay.
So, you may use like a tinted sunscreen if you want. If you really, you feel, there are a lot of people around. So just use a little tinted sunscreen, or you can use lactocalamine. You can use calamine lotion. Have you heard of lactocalamine?
Yes, I did.
Iulia? Yeah.
Yes,
so you can.
But can you use that on the face when you go to the gym?
Yeah. It's very safe. It's not oily. It's not going to clog your pores, and it's not even going to combine with the sweat salts and make it heavy and greasy. So I think you can do your brow, and you can do a lipstick and go.
Or you
in my opinion,
with water and apply it a little bit on the cheeks. Is natural, right? And gives a
absolutely.
little bit.
Yes. And that's very important. Yeah. And you know what? When you are also working out, I think you should carry thermal water mist with you. And every time you sweat, you should just spray that mist instead of taking a towel and trying to wipe yourself. Because when you wipe, the friction will again damage the skin, and it'll also push the salts inside. So just take the mist, and and it's so fresh and nice. It also wipes off all your sweat.
Very true. Very true. A good tip. Okay. Tips for dry under eye area.
Yeah. So the under eye and the eyelid skin is really very thin, and this is the area where you can get like a lot of allergies very soon, and fine lines if it's too dry. and then dark circles. So first rule is to keep it hydrated all the time. So use a moisturizer, and yes, drink water, and and use a moisturizer in the day. And the way to apply it in the day, anything under the eye, is to dab, never rub. It's very
Yeah,
important.
this was another question. How to apply correctly the creams?
Yeah, so it's always like this, under the eye and over the lid. It's never this. So that's something that one has to remember.
And there has to
And
be from inside to
from
outside.
inside to outside. So you always apply it like this. So you dab, 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 and leave it. And if you don't have any moisturizer now during the lockdown, you can use almond oil. Almond oil is very good. Yeah, almond oil is really good. It's got vitamin E, it's got omega-3, so it really helps it in anti-aging and fine lines, and it hydrates the skin. So just apply a little almond oil over the lid, over your under eye skin, and on the lid as well. It's very, very safe.
Another
So that's one
question.
thing.
Yes. Yeah, please go on. Another question was the correct amount of the cream to apply and how many times? Because there was a time when I was applying too much of cream. And I knew because of that, some pimples were showing up on my skin because of too much cream.
Too much.
So what is the correct amount to apply?
So when you're applying a serum or an essence, it has to be 2 to 3 drops. When you're applying an under eye serum at night, it has to be not more than 1 drop on either side. So 1 drop for this and 1 drop for this eye. And your cream, if you want to use a moisturizer, it should be a pea size. Okay. I'm sorry, if you want to use a retinol or an anti-aging cream, it has to be a pea size. Okay. And if you're using a moisturizer, it has to be like 2 pea size. 2 peas. That's the size.
1 here, 1 here.
Right?
That's it.
Yes. Yes.
I think I'm using too much.
Yeah, no, you don't need. So this is the quantity that you need, and that's more than sufficient for one side. And but sunscreen. This is the quantity of sunscreen. This much. So this is the quantity. So you have 1, 2 lines on your finger. So at least this much. Yes. That's very, very important. Because
I swear.
You swear, yes. And if you have, but also when you have to use a sunscreen, you will use it on the neck as well, right? So that has to be, again, so yes. So you have to apply that much again for the neck.
Even the normal cream, every time when I apply it, I apply it on the face, neck, and
the neck.
Yeah.
You must, because otherwise, moisturizer and anti-aging creams and all these creams will help and make your face look so good, and the neck will start to crinkle, and then you will develop pigmentation.
Your neck shows so much your age if you don't.
And your hands.
Yeah.
So it's so important to moisturize your hands, because I've seen people with, I can't name this very famous singer abroad, but at one point, of course, now she's done a lot of fillers for the hand. But at one point, she looked lovely when you saw her face, and suddenly when you saw her hands, they were all wrinkled and crinkly. So it's very important
for your hands as well.
Yes, we do fillers and we do fat grafting for the hands as well. But why do you want to go to that stage? Start taking care of your hands right from the beginning. Start moisturizing and using a sunscreen. That's so important.
Of course, yes. Then for dark circles, there were many questions about dark circles.
Okay. All right. So dark circles, first of course is that you need to sleep. All of us know that you need your 6 to 8 hours of beauty sleep. The second thing is don't rub your eyes, because rubbing, that act of friction, will deposit pigment under your eyes. So that's very important. So if you have any eye allergies, you must put eye drops and not rub your eyes. If you're allergic to any makeup, you must make sure you don't use eye makeup. Okay. If you have low hemoglobin, you will get dark circles. So you must check your hemoglobin and make sure you take iron supplements. Okay. So these are the basic things. Now, apart from that, you have to moisturize your skin. You have to wear your nice big dark glasses to protect yourself from sunlight. And at bedtime, use a cream or a serum which has vitamin K and vitamin C in it.
Okay. Okay.
So C and K. And can I tell you, cucumber has both C and K.
Oh, I
So
love
a nice
cucumber.
home remedy would be cucumber slices. It helps temporarily. So if you can't get your hands on a nice vitamin C and K based serum like the Sesderma K-Vit or the Obagi, then for the time being, just apply cucumber slices.
Okay. I know that you have another live very, very soon. There is another question. It comes from Jacqueline, actually, Jacqueline Fernandez. And she was asking what to do for the looseness of the jaw. Like to tighten the skin, there are like some exercises, massages, or any other tricks and tips for this.
So I think the first important thing is regular gymming, which I'm sure Jacqueline does,
Yes.
because that helps to tone the skin.
Yes.
Okay. The second thing is to avoid any kind of chewing gum. So when you chew gum a lot, your muscles here become very prominent, and the skin tends to get a little saggy. Right. So that's also very important. You can use a microneedling device if you have, you know the derma roller. You had asked me once. So you can use that, but you have to really sterilize it well, and you have to, put it in hot water, like boiling water, sterilize it. Use it only twice and then discard it and then buy another new one. So that really stimulates your collagen here. So it'll
Massage
help you.
helps.
You massage it, yeah. Yeah, so massage it with the microneedler, with the derma rolling device. Okay,
Quite painful.
and there's also it's painful, but it's use the 0.5.
Okay.
Yeah,
Like a very
and
tiny.
then do it. Yeah, tiny ones. And then you have the jade roller nowadays. You can also roll the jade roller. Have you seen the jade roller? Maybe you should Google and see it.
Yeah.
So you can roll that in this direction, and
Yeah,
that helps.
it's actually very
You know?
efficient. Yeah, I use it
Yeah,
for some time. Now I forgot to get it with me now where we are. So, but yeah,
you're
I
here.
used to
Yeah.
use it a lot and I could see
So
the
that
difference.
helps. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then doing like a radio frequency once in a while, like a radio frequency treatment, or high intensity focused ultrasound once in a while. Maybe once in 2-3 months, you should do one session. So that'll also keep your collagen stimulated and have a lot of, antioxidants in your diet. Food is so important. So I
Yes,
think that
food
she
and
does and you
water
do.
and sleep
Yeah. Yeah.
for
Yeah.
our skin.
And
Yeah.
no alcohol and no smoking, which I'm sure both of you don't do. You all have, lovely figures and great skins, and both of you look gorgeous.
Thank you so
So
much.
yeah,
You too. You too. All the
thank
time.
you,
You're a good example for all of
thank
us.
you.
Yes. And thank you so much for all the advices, all the tips, and all the explanations, important ones for all of us to know for our skin, how to take care. Because as I said, the face speaks so much about ourselves. Thank you again.
Yes.
I know you have to
Thank
run.
you,
You're quite
thank
late.
you,
And
thank you for
I hope
having
we
me
do this
here.
again because there were so many more questions and
I I'd love to
I'm
do it again. Tell
yes, we
me
have to
when.
do it.
I'm already ready.
Okay,
Tell me
guys. So
when.
she will come again with us live, and I will keep your questions. I've written all
the
the questions, so we will answer to your questions some other time. And thank you so much again for being here with
Thank
us.
you.
And take
Thank
care
you,
of yourself.
viewers, and thank you, Iulia, and thank you so much for having me, for thinking of me, and for always being so wonderful, so adorable, so loving, so caring, so kind. Guys, she's the most kind-hearted person I've ever met,
Oh,
and
God.
really, God bless
I
you.
haven't paid her for that.
No, 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 no,
Say
no,
that.
no. This is, you know, this comes from the heart. This
Yes,
comes
I
from the
know.
heart.
I know. I know. I love you
So
too.
I love you. Take care. Thank you. And
Okay, you too.
thanks viewers. Thank you for all of us for
Thank you,
joining
all
me.
of you. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye bye. Have a good day. Bye. Thanks. Okay, guys, so I hope you enjoyed this session. I know you had many, many questions because there are so many things to discuss about our skin, our hair. I decided this time to speak more about the skin than the hair because I think we can have a different session about hair routine and hair care. It's a vast area, so yeah, we should give it that importance. So we can do another live about this subject. And I hope all the tips that she gave today, Dr. Jashri, were for good use. And yes, let me see which other who is there and which other comments are here. Thank you very much, Arijit, Rizwan. Um, Guys, I know that you had many questions, and thank you very much for sending them. As I said, I have them written, and for the next session that we'll have with Dr. Jashri, we'll discuss about all your questions, and we'll find those good, correct answers for you. And I hope you are doing fine. I hope you are doing well in this isolation. I know it's not so easy to be in the house for such a long time, but in the same time, it's not a difficult thing to do, because for those, especially for those ones which are isolated with the families, is the best time to spend with the families and to get more connected and to watch movies, to read books, to learn new things online, and to interact with our friends, and like how we do right now. We interact live on Instagram and get connected, and sharing good things and learning new things. So this is a good thing. Someone is asking me, what's the capital of Romania? The capital of Romania is Bucharest. And from the 15th, yesterday was the first day when Romania entered this state of alert, which means a more relaxed state, not the emergency alert. In India, the emergency alert is still on because of the number of the patients, corona virus infected. And yeah, luckily Romania has come out of that emergency state and now is in alert state. So some hair salons, some other public places were open, and I know Romanians are a little bit more relaxed. But I have a very important message for them, guys. Don't go out of the house like nothing happens. Corona is still there, and be careful. Wear masks and gloves. That's available for people all over the world. Be very careful when you go out, and don't expose yourself too much. Don't get in contact with many people. Still keep that social distancing rule on. Okay, let me see which other questions are there. Sometimes I forget my own country capital. How is that possible? Where are you from? What's your name? Tahir. Okay. Um, Thank you for your comments. What happened? Anil Divedi. I think. What happened to your question? I guess your question is still waiting, right? I don't know exactly what was your question. Can you please remind me? But anyhow, as I said, I wrote down all your questions, and I'm gonna answer to them with Dr. Jashri in another session, because now we already spent like 1 hour together, and she had another live session to join, so I couldn't hold her for a longer time. But for sure, I'm gonna make another live session with her. That's gonna happen soon, and we can ask her again. În România sunt cele mai frumoase femei. Mă mândresc că sunt român. Ce frumos! Mulțumesc, Mario! Mulțumesc pentru acest coment. Femeile din România sunt happy acum. Okay. Which are the questions? I'm very well, thank you, and thank you for your good questions and for all your wishes. Okay, let me see. Guys, if you have other questions about skin routine and hair routine, I'm waiting for them. My nickname, I don't really have a nickname. When I was a little girl, my mom used to call me shortly like Iulia. but otherwise I don't have a nickname. Okay, I think okay, I see many messages and many wishes. I'm glad you guys you enjoyed the session, the live session with Dr. Jayashree. Sharon, she is a very known and a very good dermatologist. She's called the celebrity dermatologist. So yeah, most of the Bollywood stars are going to her clinic and are asking for her advice. And I trust her all the time when I have to do something, treatment or to clean my face. I go to her clinic. It's very important, as she said, to clean our face, to moisturize it, and to use sunscreen. These are the three important rules for any ritual, for any woman, or for any woman or for any man, because this is applied to men as well, not only for women, right? Men take care of their skin and their hair as well, and I think men are actually more concerned about hair, right? That's why for you guys, not only we're gonna have a different session about hair. So now I'm gonna go because I also have an online course, and I hope you're gonna be fine. We're gonna be well here, and we'll keep in touch. We'll keep in touch on Instagram. Please send me your comments. Please send me your advices, and let's interact more often. I'm gonna be here, and I'm thinking for next Saturday live to have another guest. And actually, you can send me your comments and tell me what subject and which specialist we should go live with. Will be your choice, yes? I'm gonna wait for your comments, so I'm gonna invite that person. If you just send me your comments and we'll see. Yeah, so next Saturday live with Iulia will be here on Instagram. Thank you so much, and have a good weekend. It's a weekend, guys, so enjoy it. Be blessed, take care of yourself, and stay safe in the house. All the best.